Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through set. You hear that arguing? Okay, obviously my kiddos are home, but I'm sure if you've watched any of my previous videos, it's very clear that I'm going through a bit of a planner funk. I don't really want to call it a funk because I'm not particularly unhappy with anything that I've been using. However, I just want to try all of the things. I want to be using all of the things right now. So this is part of that process. So this is my Gillio B6 Appunto in brown. Is it called dark brown? It might be. It's just this beautiful brownie color. I purchased this from my friend Shayna over at the Foxy Corn. I will have her channel linked below. But so I have just a little ollie clip here because I am kind of using this, not even kind of, I'm using this as my main everyday planner that I open up. It's just been for the past week, however, so I'm hesitant to say that this is going to stick around for a long time, but I have plans for this even if I move. I mean, my personal rings are still set up, so if I decide to use that next week, I still have a plan for this. Opening it up, I just have some of that pretty doily paper from Michaels, some cloth and paper stickers, cloth and paper decorative card, my in case of emergency contact cards, and then over here I have a Sessavi journaling card for 2020 that gives you a year at a glance and also highlights new moon and full moon dates. And then I have this cloth and paper October card where I've just highlighted the dates that my mother-in-law will be having some time with my kiddos. So this pocket here, I just have some more stickers. So I have some dots from cloth and paper, some cloth and paper like full sheets. I haven't used those yet. And then my usual sticky pocket, oh my gosh, stickers pocket from Ribbon and Nib. And in here I have my freebie from Nora's Cove. I also have Veronica's freebie in here. And then just some of my favorite functional stickers from Nora's Cove. I do PR for Yoshida's shop. My code is Ella15 in case you'd like to pick any of those up. So I just keep all of these in this pocket here. I could take this and put that through there. However, I'm really enjoying having this look. My last name starts with a W, so I don't mind the branding here. So this B6 is a Wonderland 222 daily notebook. And I purchased this after my first original order. So my first order, I've purchased their vertical for 2021 that actually starts in November, which is really awesome, and a daily notebook. However, I purchased their pink color and I decided that I really would rather have the black. I sent an email since it was a pre-order for the vertical and they got back to me within 5 minutes. No joke, it was 5 minutes. I sent the email, I did something on Instagram, I went and I refreshed my email and they had responded. So after they'd responded, I purchased this one because I needed a Christmas gift anyways. And so I'm just using this now until I get my first original order because phenomenal customer service. So I will wait to get into the meat of this. So on the very back, I just have a blotting paper and then that medical field notes that I'd shared in my personal size ring setup. I have nothing in this zip pocket here, and then just the Gillio pen. Again, this is my daily planner, so the back pocket, I just have my normal junk drawer things. So getting into the actual planner, this is very similar to Astrology. However, the key differences here are there's a key, and then I put in just the bullet journal method rapid log, and there's also an index page. So I've just kind of started on my index, and really what I'm doing is like when was my last brain dump, and then homeschooling information. So here we get into like my very first page. So I got this in, set it into my B6, and I wanted to reread the bullet journal method and take notes as I was rereading this. However, I realized I didn't really need to take notes on this, so I kind of set up a mock page. So wrote down what I did for the day, took some just brief quotes from the bullet journal method, and kind of to see, do I like writing my notes on half of a page, or do I really prefer to, kind of spread out onto a full page? And I definitely prefer to spread out onto a full page. Doing this tiny section here just really doesn't feel cozy for me. So going into the next day, what I ended up doing, wrote down what I was doing for the day, my to-do list and rapid logging here, but a full page for notes. So here you can just kind of see some things I was doing on homeschool. So going into the next section, what I did here was in the bullet journal method, they talk about taking a mental inventory. So what I did was I did a huge brain dump, and then I kind of transferred some of that over here. Haven't really looked at it since I've wrote everything down, but I wanted it in here. Who knows why? Other than brain dumps are kind of essential for me. So then I got on to Wednesday, and let me go over to Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I had done my notes section over here, and I really disliked for homeschool how it was kind of all over the place. I couldn't necessarily foresee myself being able to go back to this page and find the information that I wanted right off of the bat. So what I did on Wednesday was, again, I was going to write down what I did for the day, rapid logging, to-do list, and then this layout is what I was going to do for homeschool. However, I then was watching YouTube, was watching Dakshana's YouTube with her B6-ology, and I got the itch for stickers. So I ended up back planning a little bit. And so here's my Monday and my Tuesday. And I was like, okay, so I originally didn't like writing down my notes here, but I was like, I don't really need notes. I just need to write down what we're doing for homeschool. So I started just making notes down here, what we were doing, and it worked. But again, with my same issue before, it was, am I going to be able to find this information easily? Probably not. So this is what I did for the week. And again, still going off of that homeschooling, but here's where I kind of broke it up by subject. And it still wasn't necessarily working for me. My brain just wasn't happy with this layout. So I've set up my next week. And for my next week, what I had decided was I was going to start the beginning of the week with a homeschool section. Very much inspired by Dakshana. So I have this setup that I had done on my, shall we call it minimalist day on Wednesday. But I decided that I was going to leave this for the whole week, because do I really need to know what day we did each subject? Not really. This is kindergarten. I don't need to be taking wildly detailed notes or keeping even detailed records. Minnesota has very minimal homeschooling law, but I do definitely want to know that we are hitting all of our subjects in a week. So I set this up, and then I have this extra page for any notes. So a lot of the times I'll ask my kiddos, what do they want to learn how to draw? Is there anything in particular they want to learn? I know they've mentioned why do the leaves change colors? This will be a page for me to write down what it is that we've been learning. My dog is now leaning on me. Okay, so this will be, oh my goodness, yeah, now our hair's all over the place. So I, again, have our subjects laid out here. I'm just gonna start writing down what we are doing. The really nice thing in this Wonderland 222 is there's also kind of sections per day. So there's just this tiny bit darker line down the middle, and it stops right here. So I'm going to see how this layout goes, but I might in the future just draw this line down, and then I have my 1 kiddo here and my 2 kiddo here. So I also just wrote down basic homeschooling information that I'd want to keep in here, because if I don't end up using this as a daily, I will continue to use it as a homeschool planner and homeschool notes. So there is going to be a dedicated purpose for this, even if I'm not doing daily planning in here. Also, because this is Tomoe River paper and I've been loving writing with my fountain pens. So here is how I've set up the next week. Is 2 days, or I'm so sorry, 2 pages per day. So basically it's going to be the same layout over here. You know, I'm going to have my daily schedule, my to-dos and rapid logging, but I've added a page here since, you know, we are homeschooling. I would like the extra page to be taking any random thoughts, brain dumps, notes, very similar to the Franklin Covey planner method. So I've set this up the same way until I get to my weekend here. And on my weekend, I just have 1 page per Saturday and Sunday. I am not planning on homeschooling those days. And honestly, I try to make our weekends as stress-free as possible. So I don't believe I need 2 pages per day come the weekend. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the actual Wonderland 222. Even though I've just showed you my entire setup, at least in comparison to Astrology. So let me grab mine and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I have, again, the Wonderland 222, and here is my B6 Astrology. So first of all, the biggest difference is going to be the size. This is slightly trimmer and shorter. So the other thing is that the grid size is smaller, and then you have your timed section here in the Astrology that starts at 7, and this starts at 5. There's also a dated section here, not this monthly and daily part. This is also numbered. It goes to 365 pages. So those are the big differences that I've noticed personally. And my favorite thing about this B6 is that it's on Tomoe River paper. So my fountain pens write beautifully. I prefer a TWSBI with Noodler's ink, and in my Astrology, it takes forever to dry. Even if I'm using blotting paper, I mean, it just smudges. And I thought I was fine with it, but now that I've been using this for a while, I really prefer the paper here. So there is that. And that's all I have set up in here. So again, this is a Wonderland 222. If I don't use this as my everyday planner, it'll become a homeschool planner, but I'm really liking it right now. This is a little bit lighter than my personal size rings, just due to the fact that there aren't any rings in here. And when I get my vertical weekly, I might come back and show a little monthly setup on that, because I'm really excited to get it in. Honestly, my biggest push to purchase was I saw Monique over at Legalized Glitter on Instagram, and she had shared that their monthly had Juneteenth in there. So it was an automatic purchase when I saw that, because I had been eyeballing the Hobonichi Techo Avec in the A5 size for a homeschool planner. When I saw they had the B6 size, they had Juneteenth in their calendar, and it was very comparable to the Hobonichi A5, but it didn't have the daily pages. It was just an automatic purchase. So I will hopefully share that setup in the next month or so. But thanks so much, you guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.